This is Dodd Dixon, and joining me is Grayson Brookshire, and we're here at the Trinity Valkryie Invitational in Louisville, Kentucky. We'll be bringing you excerpts from races, the boys varsity race today, girls varsity race, as well as the girls open race. Seeing some of the teams competing here, we have St. Xavier from both Louisville and Cincinnati, and you see a tent from one of the schools there. In the background, you can see the concession, Cincinnati Coleraine. Several different teams competing here. This is the boys varsity race, and we have almost 500 runners that are towing the line. There's two events, high school events, that are competed here, Trinity Invitational, as well as the Greater Louisville Classic. It's all quiet at the start, waiting for the command of the official, and they're at the line. And they're off. The 58th annual Trinity Invitational is off. It's the oldest cross-country meet in Kentucky. You can see the some 500 runners that are chasing to make sure they don't get boxed in. I think that's probably one of the bigger things that you have to worry about here. Sometimes you got to worry about course conditions. Other times you got to worry about just getting boxed in. You can see one runner getting out early. Grayson, who is that runner that's out in front right now?
That's Michael Caldwell from Bishop Rosser. He's looking to hit a good time. He's hit 15s, I think, 3 races in a row. So look for him to drop a quick time on this course.
Usually not a smart strategy to race out to the front, but in an event like this, if you don't get a good placement, by the time the course narrows down to 10 or 12 feet, you might be stuck in a spot and be very difficult to move up. I believe this is just before the mile mark. We're here at E.P. Tom Sawyer State Park in Louisville, Kentucky. This is the Trinity Invitational, and you're seeing it on krcc-tv.com. It's available on channel 306 on Time Warner Cable in Central and Eastern and Southern Kentucky. Other parts of the state and the nation can watch us as we stream live over the internet on krcc-tv.com. This is Dodd Dixon. Joining me is Grayson Brookshire. You can see all the runners.
At this point, I think they've already ran through a couple of the mud puddles here today. It rained last night for probably 4 to 6 hours, so this course is, although the weather's pretty good today and early this morning, the course is pretty muddy from the rain last night.
Yeah, you definitely have wet shoes.
As you can see, it's pretty much a continuous stream of runners, seeing as there's so many in this race.
So many great runners are here today and so many great teams. We have Brentwood High School out of Tennessee. They won the state meet last year in cross country. Their top runners are Alex Thomas, Taylor Caldwell, Aaron Thomas, Coleman Kirchich. At the Bowles Classic in Smyrna, Tennessee, Alex Thomas ran a 16:02. Taylor Caldwell at the same meet ran a 16:01 just a couple of weeks ago. At the state cross-country meet last year, Alex ran a 16 flat, Taylor Caldwell a 16:33, Aaron Thomas a 16:24, and Coleman Kirchich a 16:39. A lot of fast times.
As you can see, there's your George Washington runner right there. I believe that is Matthew Bradford trying to take out to the lead. This is about 1.5 miles into the race, and he's got about a...
We hope them are prescription sunglasses there.
About a 15-meter lead on the rest of the group there. Most of these guys, as you see right now, even these guys have already hit under 5 for their first mile. So taking it out hard, trying to see what they can pull off today on this relatively fast course, even due to the conditions and numbers.
Last time I saw Brentwood High School run, we were down at Kenwood Classic 2009. Brentwood won that meet, and I believe the Kentucky team, GRC, came in 5th. Paul Stewart was the top runner for Brentwood. Sean Hurd out of Christian County won that meet. Other top teams, we have Carmel High School out of the Indianapolis area. They're the 2012 Indiana State champs. All the state champs converging here at the Trinity Invitational. Top runners for Carmel High School, Ben Dietrich, Bobby Browning, Michael George. At the 2012 state meet, Ben ran a 15:58, Bobby Browning ran a 15:55, and Michael George ran a 16:06. Just recently at the Terre Haute State Preview meet, Bobby Browning ran a 16:21, and Michael George ran a 16:26. Also competing here today, we have Daniel Boone High School out of Tennessee. They were 2nd at last year's state meet. Independence High School out of Tennessee, they were 9th.
Let's go, Hornets! Keep it up, guys! Keep it up! Start moving up, guys!
Cincinnati St. X, they were 6th in the Ohio State cross country meet last year. They're competing here today. Some of the top Kentucky teams competing. Louisville St. X, they were 1st last year, state champs. Trinity was 2nd. Davies County 3rd. Lafayette 10th. Cooper 11th, and Tate's Creek 12th, all converging here at EP Tom Sawyer Park. Some of the 2A state teams, North Oldham, Edmondson County, I believe I saw their names as a team. Highlands, they were 6th at the state meet last year. St. X out of Louisville's top runner, Max Mudd. Is Max running in here this meet today?
Yes, Max. Max and Chris Striegel, who had a really good track season, trying to look to improve on his cross-country times as well, are their top 2.
Max ran a 16:28 at the KHSAA state meet. Top returning runner from St. X out of Louisville. Should be a great meet today. We're now at the finish. You can see all the runners coming in.
You can see there's 3 Brentwood leading it to the finish, followed by 2 St. X from Ohio.
Derek Staubel, Trinity, ran a 16:47 at the Mason County Cross Country Invitational, the host team. See what he does here today. Daniel Southard out of Davies County, 16:12 at the Mason Cross Country Invitational. Davies County 10th at that Mason County Cross Country meet just recently up in Cincinnati area.
Patrick Gregory finishes, first runner from Kentucky. There, I believe that's Chris Striegel from St. Xavier, Louisville. And here comes Michael Caldwell, Bishop Rossard. Daniel Southard from Davies County.
Great fan atmosphere here for long stretches of the race course. There's fans all over the place just cheering.
Really helps most of these guys finish really strong when you can get about 200 meters worth of just fans just cheering and screaming you along.
Don't know if you can see it right there, but there's a small little depression, and right there at the finish you see people trying to kick, and they kind of hit a little muddy spot right through there. Can't really see it on camera, but you can see them trying to push through it. Good fast course here at EP Tom Sawyer Park. Be interesting to see what the team scores come out. We'll be bringing you that after the races are over. Literally a battle of state champions here today at the Trinity Invitational, Kentucky's oldest cross-country meet. This is KRCC-TV.com. This is Dodd Dixon, and joining me is Grayson Brookshire here at one of the early season meets in Kentucky. Seeing talent from Ohio, Indiana, Kentucky, and Tennessee. Some of the top teams in the Midwest, Upper South, coming here to compete. I believe Brentwood hails from the Nashville area, and Harmel's out of the Indianapolis area. St. X, Cincinnati, they're out of the Cincinnati metropolitan area. Trinity and St. X here in Louisville. A lot of the major cross-country powers. Appreciate Chad Wagner, the coach at Trinity, hosting this meet. He's also president of the Coaches Association. It's just great to see what's happening with the sport here in Kentucky. It just seems like it keeps growing in popularity, and it's a testament to the meet management skills here in Kentucky that you have so many of the top teams across the nation that converge here to Kentucky to compete. In a couple of weeks, the Greater Louisville Classic will be held on this same site.
Go Hornet! Go Hornet! Go, go!
We're about at the 19-minute mark on the time. Almost 500 runners in this one race right here today.
I believe there's about 4,000 participants in all the races together, which is an insane amount of runners.
Yeah, started last night with middle school races, and now we had high school races all day on Saturday. Great announcing. I believe all the runners get Gatorade at the finish. One of the top meets in the nation.
As you can see right there, there's that big old mud pile at the finish. As you got a glimpse of that, and then the clock.
Yeah, we're really fortunate that the course is in as good a shape as it's in. A whole lot of rain hit late last night and early in the morning. But not a drop of rain right now. It's nice, wonderful weather, great racing weather. Looks like a Trimble County runner coming up there in the yellow.
Tate's Creek finisher right there. Good job by most of these guys. I know most of the runners come here trying to look for a PR, so hopefully they can get that in today. Some people couldn't make it to this meet because there's also a ACT day here in Kentucky. I believe some of the top runners from a couple of these teams are taking the ACT and just looking for their grades instead of the race today, because there's still plenty left in the season. But that surely took a couple of the good runners out of the race today.
We'll be bringing you the team scores here in just a little bit.
As we move on to the girls' JV race, you can see the start right there.
We're here at the start of the girls' open race. All the runners are off. This was actually run just before the boys varsity race. Taking this opportunity to show you some of this while we talk about some of the winners in the boys varsity race. Looks like it really was an interesting showdown here, Grayson. It looks like with the team score, it was almost a three-way tie for first place. We had Carmel High School out of Indianapolis area, Indiana, the state champions out of Indiana, and then Brentwood High School, state champs out of Tennessee, had a same score of 88 and came down to the sixth runner. Now, it kills me sometimes. Now, you can see right there on the screen, that's Chad Wagner, the coach here at Trinity, walking across, and kind of look there on the screen, and you can see the top runners here. I think this might be Carmel's JV squad. You're getting ready to see coming across here. But anyway, back to the boys varsity results. 88 was the score for the first and second place teams. It came down to the sixth runner. Carmel High School was the winner on the tie break. Their sixth runner was 43rd. And Brentwood High School out of Tennessee was second today. Their sixth runner was 118. And looks like St. X out of Cincinnati, they got third place with a score of 89, just 1 point out of being a three-way tie for first place. And then St. X out of Louisville was fourth, score of 190. Hilliard Davidson was fifth. Mason, Ohio was sixth. And Mason, Ohio, I believe their girls were state champs. Their guys were one of the top finishers, I believe, last year. Trinity, the host, was seventh, score of 255. But Dublin Jerome, I'm not familiar with that school. They were 8th. Centerville out of Ohio was 9th. I believe Centerville, maybe in the girls' competition, they were 2nd last year. Guys, obviously a good team to be able to come in top 10 here. Now, Brentwood Academy, that's also out of Tennessee. It's the same general area, I believe, as Brentwood High School. They were 10th. Daniel Boone High School, they were the number 2 team last year at the Tennessee State Championship. They're our 11th place team here today. Cooper High School, I believe that's Cooper. Is that Cooper, Kentucky? Cooper High School came in 12th. Kings High School, 13th. Davies County, a traditional powerhouse here in Kentucky, was the 14th team. Oak Ridge High School out of Oak Ridge, Tennessee, 15th. Turpin High School was 16th. North Oldham, last year's Kentucky 2A state champion, was 17th. Beaver Creek, 18th. Highlands High School today was 19th. They were 6th place last year in Kentucky 2A. South Oldham was 20th today. South Oldham, really good program. Pulaski County out of Region 7 3A in Kentucky. They were 21st today. Bowling Green, 22nd. Coleraine out of Cincinnati, 23rd. All kinds of teams competed here today in the boys varsity. You're watching right now on screen the girls open competition, just being totally dominated by Carmel. I tell you, they got a lot of girls there competing so that they can run in the varsity race next year. It must be gratifying to coach a group of girls like that. Over 52 teams competed here today in the boys varsity. Got several girls running in the girls varsity.
As you can see, there's some of Assumption's JV team. They're not running their A team today, but they are top 10 in the nation, I believe. You can see some of the Assumption's finishers right now for the JV.
Stay with us. You're on krcc-tv.com. We'll be bringing you the girls varsity race in just a moment. They're getting ready to toe the line here in just a second. We'll hand back to the girls varsity, start of the girls varsity race when it starts here in just a moment. You're watching the girls open race.
Be sure to visit ktccca.org so you can get some of your race results and watch some of the videos we have up.
Some of the top runners today winning the girls race, open race, JV race, Samantha Miller, Carmel High School, a sophomore, at a time of 19:37. Second place is Chandler Dijsterka from Carmel. Top 10 girls were all from Carmel. Lucy Allen was third. Ellison Willard, fourth. Sarah Kalthoff was fifth. Celia McGahee was sixth. Hannah Kleinman, seventh. Crystal Richard, eighth. Hannah Byston was ninth. And Mithu Harabarti was 10th. The first non-Carmel runner in this race was the 11th runner, Megan Drake out of Mason, which is an Ohio team. Mia Zirkle, Hillard Davidson, 12th today. And then first Kentucky runner, Erin Wilson, was 13th. Junior out of South Oldham High School at the time of 21:10.7. Looks like her teammate, Casey Vandenbart, sophomore, South Oldham, was 15th. Jennifer Maxwell from Davies County, sophomore, was 16th. Assumption had Madison Browning, Harper Barnahoff, Olivia Venegas, three girls back to back. They're coming in 18th, 19th, and 20th overall. Sacred Heart's Betsy Daly was 28th. Davies County Abby Eads was 29th.
Good job, ladies.
In this race that you're watching right now, we have almost 300 girls running in this race right here. Large fan support for this event. We'll be taking you briefly here in just a moment to the girls varsity race.
There's Sacred Heart from Kentucky in the Louisville area, getting a talking to before their race by their coach. And now we take you to the race start. This is the girls varsity race taking off. And a lot of good runners out here today. After the race, you can visit kytrackxc.com to get all the race results and see how every runner did. Right now, taking out to the front is Gabriella Carras from Collins. She's ran a 17:44 last year and 18:27 this year as her season best, so she's looking to make a quick time on this course, hopefully go for the win here. You see all the runners out there.
A little bit about the competition. We have approximately 350 girls in this race, 44 full teams competing here today. The Trinity Valkryie Invitational at EP Tom Sawyer Park. This is Dodd Dixon and Grayson Brookshire with KRCC-TV.com. Now, looking at the competition here today, just going through the list of teams that we have here today, it's a pretty impressive field of girls teams here. Carmel High School, they won the girls state championship in Indiana with a low score of 66 last year. They're here today. Mason out of Ohio, they are the Ohio State champs. They're competing here today. Davies County out of Owensboro area, they were 4th in Kentucky State 3A. Top runners from Davies County to look for: Whitney O'Brien. She was 2nd at the state. I believe she was running about an 18:30 last year. Claire Payne, 5th in state. She ran an 18:50-ish in that range. But their team finished 4th at the state meet in Kentucky. Sacred Heart, they were 3rd in Kentucky State 3A. Top runners, returning runners: Maggie Allen, 6th last year at state with a time of 18:58. Caitlin Carroll should be competing here today. Brentwood High School, they were 6th at the Tennessee State meet. Bowling Green was 2nd at Kentucky State 3A. Top returning runners: Madison Peoples, Kiera Scott. Oldham County, 5th at Kentucky State 3A. Other people to look for: Bailey Dean. Grayson, did you tell me that she won Foot Locker South this past year?
Yes, she won Foot Locker South this past year. She's just a junior this year, and she did it in a time of about 18:27.
Bailey Dean out of Cane Ridge, I believe, a Tennessee team. She was 2nd last year at the Tennessee State meet. Centerville High School, they were 2nd in the Ohio State meet. They're competing here today. So it's really going to be interesting to see how all the teams compete.
This is about the 1.5 mile mark. I believe that's Bailey Dean in 2nd right there, and followed by her is Whitney O'Brien. And Carmel in the lead right now is Whitney O'Brien from Davies County. And then 4 Carmel girls, Emma Valet from Lafayette. This is her first year running, and she's already hit about an 18:06 at the Bluegrass Conference Championships. And this is right before a turn where there's a lot of the spectators along the lines cheering everybody on. Very spectator-friendly course. It's really a great meet to come to.
Other teams to kind of watch for: Sycamore, they're out of the, I believe, Cincinnati area. We see them here in Kentucky coming down to compete in indoor on occasion. They go to the Mason County indoor facilities, have a good indoor girls track program. They're competing here today. Independence High School is another team competing here today. KRCC has covered meets in Clarksville, Tennessee, the Kenwood Classic, and I believe Independence High School has attended that meet on occasion, but they're coming back up to Louisville, competing today. Saw in the boys' race, Coleraine High School, well, they're here competing with the girls as well. Bullitt East from Kentucky, just outside of Louisville, is competing. Edmonson County. Tell City, just across the border. They're an Indiana team. They're competing here. The girls are running. One of the routes to get between Louisville and Owensboro takes you right through Indiana and Tell City. Tell City's about, probably closer to Owensboro than it is Louisville, but it's close to the midway point between the two. sometimes the girls from Tell City will go down to the Daviess County Invitational, old track meet down there, and compete. We've seen them compete in Kentucky in that track meet, and now we see their cross-country team here in Louisville. This is the Trinity Valkryie Invitational at EP Tom Sawyer Park. This is Dodd Dixon, and joining me is Grayson Brookshire. This is krcc-tv.com. See some of the guys in the background doing their cool down runs.
Moving on to just before the 2-mile marker, you can see there's the 2 lead carts right there. Looks like the same order that we just saw, with Carmel in front, Bailey Dean in second, and Daviess County Whitney O'Brien in third, as they started to separate themselves from the rest of the girls. I believe that's Madison Peebles from Bowling Green in fourth, leading the pack of Carmel girls right behind her. Madison Peebles and the 4 Carmel girls. As you can see, all the fans lined up cheering everybody on. They're on both sides. You get to see all the girls.
Battle of the state champs. Last year's state champs from Indiana, Ohio. Several of the top teams from Kentucky. Top talent out of Tennessee as well. Competing here in the 58th annual Trinity Valkryie Invitational. EP Tom Sawyer Park. For more results, you can go to kytrackxc.com. This season, I've seen more races decided by the 6th man than I have in the last 5 years. And this is only in September, but I think this, the boys varsity race that we just watched, we decided by a tie break. And KRCC, we've covered 2 other meets so far this year that was decided by the tie break. This shows you the importance of each runner in the competition. Cross country, the top 5 score. 6 decides the tie break. The 7th runs the score up on the competition. Each person has a role to play.
And here's the finish. The last 200 meters right here of the 5K race. And Bailey Dean looks to have taken the lead from Cane Ridge. All 3 of these girls look like they might go sub-18. There's Bailey Dean, Kelsey Welch from Carmel, and Whitney O'Brien in third from Daviess County. And there, yep, 2 under, 3 under, 18. Incredible times by them. There's Madison Peebles from Bowling Green.
Bailey Dean's time, 17:48.5. She was today's winner. Kelsey Welch out of Carmel High School, 17:49.3, second place.
Whitney O'Brien with a 17:51. I believe that was a 30-second PR for her.
Looks like a whole line of Carmel girls are crossing the finish line.
Just shows the depth that they have, seeing as they finished 1 through 10 in the JV race, and how competitive it can be just to try to get on their varsity team as they finish 2nd, 5th, 6th, 7th, and 9th. You can see a lot of the girls still coming in, under 20.
Carolyn Grogan, looks like she was the second, or the third rather, Kentucky runner across the finish line out of Oldham County. She was 10th overall. Lafayette's Emma Dale was 11th. Other Kentucky runners: Carolyn Haas out of South Warren High School. Is that one of the new high schools that they created after Greenwood was broken up? They've been around a while. Davies County, Amelia Reynolds, 20th, time of 18:50. Megan Buckler, Sacred Heart Academy. Caitlin Carroll, teammate, 18:58. Bowling Green's Brittany Hanson, 19:01. North Oldham, Erin Edmondson, 19:10. Samantha Sims, Sacred Heart Academy, 19:15. Lauren Wheeler, senior out of Bowling Green, 19:28. Some of the top finishers that have already come in. You can see the girls streaming in. Right at 350 runners in this race. Great turnout today. 44 full girls teams.
On KYTrackXC.com this past week, they put out a list of all the girls that have run sub-19 on this course, and this race today should add about 25 names or so to that list. So still some very fast times for these girls today. Incredible runs by them.
Kelly Bowling, senior out of Davies County, 19:38.5, her time today. Highlands High School, Molly Mearns, 19:41. They're still coming across the finish line. Kate Duty, Davies County, 19:51. Bullitt East, Abby Reaver, with a time of 19:52. Chelsea Bayer, senior out of Oldham County, 19:53. Still coming across the finish line. We'll be bringing you the team scores here just in a minute while we give you the highlights of the race here today. This is Dodd Dixon and Grayson Brookshire with KRCC-TV.com. You're watching the finish here of the girls' varsity race. We're bringing you the team scores in just a moment. Today's winner in the girls varsity race, Carmel High School, 24 points, top finisher. Mason County, second, 176. Davies County out of Kentucky, 198. Sacred Heart Academy, fourth, 235. Morristown West High, fifth. Brentwood High School, sixth. Those are our top finishers here today. Bowling Green out of Kentucky was 8th. This is Dodd Dixon and Grayson Brookshire. This is KRCC-TV.com.